Hello and welcome to this tutorial on how to create an infographic easily. Let's begin by first understanding what exactly is an infographic. It's a combination word that has been created by combining parts of two words. One is information and the other is graphic. So the word in itself is quite self-explanatory, but very simply defined, it's a visual representation of information and data. So the idea is to visually present information and data. And normally it has a mix of images, there's a little bit of text. You could have a chart, you could have a diagram. Some infographics these days are also coming with videos. So you can have a mix of many information types or visual elements and create a very attractive, visually pleasing graphic that can explain a concept very easily to someone who is reading the infographic. We'll be using a tool that has been provided by Adobe, and the name of the tool is Adobe Spark. To access this tool, you have to just simply go to spark.adobe.com and create a login for yourself, and you are good to go. I would like to thank Adobe for providing such a wonderful tool. So let's start. So here I am at spark.adobe.com. And when you reach this site, the first thing that you would need to do is to click on sign in and create an account for yourself. Or otherwise, you can just simply log in with Google or Facebook. So once you are in, this is what you see. You have some options here. The last option gives you a lot of resources to learn about Adobe Spark. So if you are interested to learn about Adobe Spark, you can click this and follow the links. You can also click on this link to know a little bit more about features in Adobe Spark. And this plus button here, you can follow to create an Instagram post or Facebook post or a collage or a flyer. But the way I'm going to show you today is by just simply searching for whatever you need and building your infographic out of a template. That is usually the easiest to do, and it not only retains a very good visual style, but it saves you a ton of work. So let me show you the end product first. So we are going to pick up a template from Adobe Spark, as I have done, and we are going to create a small infographic to understand how infographics are created in Adobe Spark on climate change, and very particularly trying to focus attention on melting glaciers. So this is the end product that we desire to achieve. And as you can see, it has small pieces of text, and then it has images, and then it has some factual information. And then in the end, I have put in a small QR code. When people scan this QR code, they will be taken to a National Geographic website from where they can have more information on this particular subject. So this is what we are planning to do. We are going to pick up a stock template and then convert it into this kind of a infographic on climate change. This is how the whole infographic looks. So let's start. So we are back again in Adobe Spark after login. This is what you're going to see. As you scroll down, you will see the projects that you have done and some very good templates that you can pick up and some other information about Adobe Spark. Let's come and start looking for an infographic. So I've just typed in the word infographic in the search box on the top and I press enter. And I'm looking for a template that I can use. So there are tons of templates for infographics, and you will have to look for something that suits you. In this particular case, because I wanted to work on glaciers, I have a direct template right here. So I'm going to click on this. And the moment you do that, you see the template up close. You can also see how many other people have used this template and remixed it. So that's quite a lot here, 2,569. So I'm quite happy with this template, and I'll just go ahead and click edit this template to start using this template. So let me just click that. It gives you a few messages and then the template arrives. So one of the great things about Adobe Spark is that everything that you see on this infographic is customizable. You can actually change it. All you need to do is just simply click on the object, and you have a full range of tools that you can use to change, modify it. Once you have selected an object, and as you mouse over on that object, you will see a small hand symbol, using which you can grab the object and move it around. And you can actually change almost everything. Even, for example, if you are clicking on this particular poster, you can flip the image and so on and so forth. So everything here is customizable, and that's one of the biggest strengths of Adobe Spark. I'm going to revert back to the original image. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work on this particular title. Instead of just having glaciers, I would like to put melting glaciers. Now, before we move forward, I would like to just mention that whenever you are wanting to create an infographic, one of the first things that you have to do before you can come to this stage is to carry out your research. You must always consult excellent sources which are indisputable, and gather information that is correct, because if you want to circulate this infographic such that other people can see and understand an issue, then the information that you are trying to put on the infographic must actually be from very reputed sources. So that is an absolute must. Also, you will see here that this infographic primarily relies on communicating a percentage and then coming back down here and writing something about that particular percentage, like 32% something, 10% something. So we will retain that particular flavor for this sample infographic that we are trying to build on melting glaciers. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to just come here and click on the object. And when you double click on this object, you can actually change the text. So just simply go ahead and double click on the object, and you get this small text box. So you can just simply add or delete. I'm going to add melting, and done. So when you select an object, you see a range of tools here that can be used to customize this particular object. You can bring or reduce you can reduce the size of this box, so you can alter whether the text will come in 2 lines or 1 line. I'm going to bring it in 2 lines, and then from here I can actually center it and change the fonts, and I can also alter the size, and I can also alter the spacing between the letters. So I'm going to go ahead and increase the size to about 160 or something like that, just that so that it fits it completely. I guess we can make it a little smaller, something like that. So this is our title. Yeah, so you can use the left, right, up and down arrow keys to move any object and center it. So we have created our title. You can click on any object, say for example this icon, and if you wanted to change this icon, you can replace this icon. So click, and it'll show you numerous icons, and you can just simply pick another icon and change it. So the moment you click, you have a changed icon. You can always undo it by pressing the undo button. We're going to go ahead with this particular icon. You can also click on color and change the color of the icon. So I'm going to keep it the way it was. I'll just undo it. Now I want to add a little piece of text here. So I can do that quite easily by going to add. I have a number of tools that I can use to add either text or photo or icon or a logo. I'm going to click on text, and I can type in my own text, or I can actually type in my text with a preset styling. So I'm going to go ahead and look for something that I find interesting, and then I'm just going to replace the text. So this looks good, so I'm going to go ahead and click on this. So this particular piece of text appears here. I'll double click on it and I open my text box, and I can just simply type in whatever I want. I'm going to say stop climate change and done. This is too big, so I need to reduce the size. So let me bring it down, and I'm going to drag and bring it right up here such that there are no empty spaces. I think this is still a little big, so I'm going to bring it down a little bit more. So maybe around, yeah, so that's it. And just align it. So I have added a piece of text here. What I can also do is to make it a little bit artistic. So I have clicked on this object and I'm coming here on shape, and from this list I can just look and pick up a shape. It is very light and you have to strain your eyes to pick up a shape. I'm going to pick up a shape which is like an ellipse. So I'm going to come here and create that particular shape. I can click on this one more time, and then I can go and click on colors. So I get a huge range of colors that I can choose from. And this is the foreground and this is the background. So if you choose this option, then the letters will be in blue and the background is going to be in white. If I choose this, the letters in blue and the background in cyan. I'm going to click on this. Seems to be matching the colors of the infographic. So I'm quite happy with this and I'm going to stop here. What I can also do is come here and have some effects. So this would primarily be having a shadow or something of that kind. So you have to experiment with this a little bit just to ensure that you have something nice. And if you are not happy, you can always come back here and say none. So it just removes that particular effect as well. And so I've added a piece of text. So you can add a piece of text on this infographic just simply by choosing add and choosing text, and then just going ahead and choosing something from predefined styling. Let us add another piece of text. Let me just pick this up. So this is actually quite tailor-made for what I want to say here. So I'm just going to double click on it. Everything will not be okay unless we take action now. So I can reduce the size of this till such time that I'm happy that this is going to fit into this particular space. So let me try a little more. So if suppose this was around 80, and this looks quite good. So I have created another piece of text. I can introduce a secondary style, and I can come to color, and I can just try to see if I can have something different. So what I'll do is I want to highlight not with a red color. So I have clicked on the secondary style, and then there are these sliders, and I will just bring them. Takes a little bit of persuasion. So I'm just trying to bring it to not, and I have succeeded to do that. So I'm just trying to see if I can increase the size as well by a little bit, so such that it becomes a little more prominent and visible. So I can create a secondary style and put in a different color, and then on top of my primary styling, I can then go ahead and change the colors of certain pieces of text. So this is a really good thing to do and try out. Now, coming back to the main content of this infographic, I have already done my research and I have picked up a few pieces of interesting statistics that I would like to share. I want to maintain this percent style such that I don't have to do a lot of changes. So I have picked up a few percentage changes related to melting glaciers that will convey the message. So I'm going to change this to 80% and done. And then I'm going to come here and double click on it, and I want to change this text. So I'm just saying that 80% of the famed snows of Kilimanjaro have melted since 2012. I've given the source here, National Geographic, and I'm done. So this particular item has been completed. Then I can just come here and change this to the next percentage. I've already researched this, mind you, so I don't have to spend much time doing this. I'll just pick up from my research, and this time I'm quoting NASA, and I'm just saying how much percentage of glaciers have converted into glacial lakes, that is, ice has melted. So I'm going to come here and press done. So this is also done. And then finally, I'm going to come here and change this percentage to 25, and I want to change this as well. And this is about Himalayan glaciers having melted in the last 40 years. 25% of Himalayan glaciers have melted in the last 40 years. So I'm done with the basic infographic text. I want to introduce a few images if I wanted to, just to fill in this side. This is just purely optional. So what I do is I'll just come here and add, and then add a photo. I can look for photos here in Adobe Stock and find some free photos if I wanted to, or I can upload the photos. So I'm going to upload my photos. So I already have some of these photos with me, and for Kilimanjaro I have uploaded a photo, and I want to choose move freely. So I'll click on move freely. So within a short period of time that photograph is uploaded and it arrives here, I can reduce the size of it to match this particular side of the infographic. I can also adjust this piece of text so that I have clear space. And with this picture, I am going to use the crop tool. I can change the opacity of this picture. I can change the order of this picture, send it back, or whatever. I can flip this picture. So I can do many things with this picture. I can remove the background, but I can even replace this picture. So what I'm going to do now is to, however, do a shape crop. So you can crop this picture in the ordinary way, and you can also do a shape crop. So just click on shape crop, and there are a lot many shapes using which you can crop. I'm going to use the circle. So it creates a circle, and I'm just going to go ahead and press enter. So I've given a little artistic touch. Next, I'll try to add something here. So I'm just trying to make sure that it is in line with this percentage. So I will add another photograph very quickly, and I'm going to upload this photograph. So this is about glacial lakes. I'm just going to pick up a photograph and upload it. And this is like a little bit of hit and trial and sizing work. So I'll just try to make this almost identical to this particular one that I had done previously, and and then just go and use my same shape crop and go ahead and press enter to get that particular effect. It's just a little bit bigger, so I will make sure that it is of the same size and bring it here. So I now have my second one, and then finally I'll just put my third photograph. So add photograph and upload photo, and this time I'm going to have a Himalayan glacier because the last one is talking about Himalayan glacier. Choosing move freely, and I'm going to resize it in a similar fashion and then use the shape crop and choose my circle. So you can choose anything as long as you are consistent, it is great. Press enter and then make it the same size, visually the same size as the previous ones, so that there is no visual difference. And then you can just bring them down and position it wherever you want to position it. This piece of text, I'm going to bring it here such that I have a little room for something that I want to introduce. I have created a QR code that has the link to a website that has more information on melting glaciers around the world due to climate change. And I have created this QR code using LibreOffice 7. You can use any online software to create a QR code. All you have to do is just to go there and enter the link, and a QR code is created. So I'm going to insert that as well. For me, it's just a photograph, so I'm going to use the exact same process to bring it in and move freely. So that QR code will arrive, and I will make it of appropriate size such that it fits here. What I can also do is actually come here and remove this Adobe Spark image and just click on remove once, so that image is actually removed. It shows you a little promotional information, so you can get rid of that screen and come back, and that Adobe Spark logo has gone. So this is also one of the good things with this software, that it permits you to remove the Adobe branding if you wanted to. And then we are just going to bring in our QR code, make it of an appropriate size such that there is just a little space at the bottom to add in a small line, read more. So I'm going to just come here and press add and press text, and this time I'm just going to bring in my own text. So just use some regular font and reduce the size of this, bring it in one line maybe, and then just bring it here and drop it here. So this requires a little bit of work in the sense that you may have to, kind of adjust things a little bit. And then you can use your arrow keys to position it very accurately. And that's just about it. So we are finished with this. We can now just come here, and when we are done, you don't need to save anything because it's automatically saved for you. And when you are done, you can just come to download, and you have three options. One is PNG, one is JPG, and one is PDF. I prefer PDF, and you can just click on download. So I'm just opening that file here, and as you can see, we have recreated. Everything is crystal clear, and we have created in a very short period of time um, a fantastic looking infographic using Adobe Spark. So using such templates, you can actually create wonderful graphics. As you become more comfortable, you can keep changing things and design your own templates also if you wanted to. But then to start with, this is the easiest way to work with Adobe Spark. So you can research a topic and create an infographic. Thanks a lot for watching.